Greetings and welcome back once again. If you've been following along with us as we're marching through making these beats or loops or whatever you want to call them, we're just making some music here. Okay, it's pretty exciting. We're using Pro Tools Intro, which is free. We're using Expand 2 as the musical plugin, which is also free. Got a keyboard I'm using, super sweet one, by the way, with the actual notes felt markered in, so I know which buttons I'm hitting on the thing. But look, I'm all about making music and making it for whatever you got laying around. Okay, it should be super free. Don't go out and spend a bunch of money on plugins and this and that and equipment unless you have a lot of money you want to throw towards that stuff. But look, we're doing it on the cheap here. Okay, we're just using what we got and we're just making some music. So open your Pro Tools back up and let's just dig right back into where we left off, creating these beats so that you have something to rap over. Okay, let's go. Anyway, I think this is where we left off last week. We had a recap. We had instrument track. We added an instrument track, which was up here on top, which is drums. Let's just rename this drums real quick. Like right click on it and let's just say rename, and let's just call it beats. We're saying that all the time. Anyway, we're referring to this as beats, and that's what they are. So let's just hit beats, and now you can see it turns into beats. Last week, we started to plod along on the piano, and we talked a lot about the MIDI merge. Let's go ahead and put this on hold. So let's go up here, instrument, and close it. So right here, go up to this little ball next to the instrument track and just click on it, and it just takes it off the screen. Now this thing right here that you're looking at is the expand tool. And you'll remember we created a bar that was 4 bars long right here. And it was created using Expand 2. An Expand tool is the musical tool. And that was here. And we had selected loops and we had selected hip hop 91. That was our choice for that week. So anyway, when we select that, so now you want to add a second part of it. Let's add another line item down below it. Add another track right here, if you will. So we can either go over to the left here under tracks and select one of the MIDI tracks that was already created. Piano, we could add that one and just highlight it and bring that little ball to the left back. And we can add another line item. So you can see the piano just got added right here. This was an original track from the Pro Tool Intro series where they supplied you with that track. But let's select and turn this off with a little ball off. And let's create a track. Say we got beats. Say we want to go track up here, track new, and I want to actually add another instrument track. And we'll call it, let's just name it right here while we're at it. Let's just call this Beats 2, the second one. Okay, now let's just create it. It's going to put it right here. So now you have room for Beats, the original. Now you have Beats 2. In order to add anything to Beats 2, you need to add this expand. So you can pull expand down by holding Alt and dragging it down and creating another version of expand. Or you can click on one of these open line items. You need an insert. So you go to plugin and then go down to instrument and then go down to expand 2. I mean, just like that. Plugin, instrument, expand 2. Add it, click it, and that's it. It brings it right up on your screen. Now you'll remember that it's notes. You have to have notes to see this and manipulate your beats out here. So right here on Beats 2, go to Clips and go down to Notes. Have to do that. It's crucial. So now we have Expand 2. This stuff you can disregard. In fact, let's take this stuff off here for now. So now look. Now we have an instrument track and another instrument track. You can tell by the piano keys out here on both of them. We have expand on this one and we have expand on that one. So for this expand, we have this right here, hip hop 91. And for this expand, let's just make a line item right here for expand to the second one. So let's go down here as notes are selected and double click and then grab it right here. And you'll see a little parenthesis side thing like that. And then grab it as long as your smart tool, like I say, your smart tool's on up here, grab it, drag it out. And now you have a new line item with whatever you select here, beats to, expand. So in here in beats to expand, go to factory default. Let's go down again, select 28 loops. And once again, when you select loops, you go over here and you have just a ton of things that you can choose from. Number 22, plus 022 snappy pop groove. For this beat 2 and this snappy pop groove, it gave us 3 channels on this particular insert. So it gave us A, B, and C. Pop hop, urban, and acoustic drums thrown in. So let's just take a listen to this. Now they're both selected. Highlight up here again at the end of them and highlight this whole thing so it's in a loop mode. Go up to loop. Let's loop them. That's just the lower one, the new beat we just put in playing. Let's stop this. Let's play, just mute this one and open the top one. Stop with the space key. Now let's play them both together. Unmute them both so that beats and beats 2, everything we put in here will be played, both of them. So here's what we're going to do now. Now we've selected a couple different beats. So say that you want to listen to this beat to start with. We want to listen to this beat for the first part of the song. We want this one to start at the second part. So all we do is put it like that. And then we play the first one. And then as soon as it goes from the first one, it'll go into the second one. So let's do it like this. Let's make these both smaller so we can do it a little more quickly. Take this one and make it down to a bar. Take this one and make it down to 1 bar. Let's move this one here. Now let's highlight this area right here so that it's going to play. Beats 1's going to play here, and then it's going to start up with beats 2, and then it's going to loop. So let's listen to it now. And with that being said, hopefully that gives you some idea how these MIDI tracks actually work and actually interface with each other, and what kind of channels each of them can hold with each of the individual tracks. Okay, like I said earlier, up to 4 individual parts for each track, if you will. And I think we have up to 8 tracks of MIDI that we can use in this situation. So look, next week, I think we're going to go ahead and start covering more of the MIDI tracks. We're going to put one beat or a loop, if you will, on one long one, and then start adding multiple tracks, if you will, below the main MIDI track. So it's a track and then it's 4 parts per track, but now we're going to add multiple tracks and start actually somewhat trying to formulate some kind of song structure using these loops and beats. Okay, so hopefully you're getting some of the questions or some of the answers to some of the questions you have about all this stuff. I know it's very confusing, and but it'll only get better as you time goes along. It did for me, believe it or not. So, anyways, let's stick with it, and I will see you next week. We're going to cover some more of this Pro Tools intro and the expand insert as we continue our progress towards making an actual song out of these loops and beats. So, anyway, hey, have a nice night and a pleasant tomorrow. And look, when all else fails, hey, just make some music, okay? It's good for your soul. See you next week.